Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 22nd episode of Tech Talk. I'm Danny Burnett.
I'm Luke Dombrowski.
All right, so today we actually have a special video for you. So we're going to talk about Spartan. So we're not talking like 300 BC, like Spartans during that part. We're going to talk about our machine Spartans, or Sander Spartans. And to actually talk about this, we have our Spartan King, as he is declared around here, Luke Dombrowski. So Luke, kick it off for me, man. What is a Spartan Sander?
Well, you could just call me Leonidas. But yeah, absolutely. Our Spartan Sander, this is Klingspor's very own random orbital sander. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of different brands. This is our brand. This is what we offer. We control a lot about this, about the way they're made, the way that we manufacture them, everything like that. But this is Klingspor's. Got our names printed right on there, right on the handle.
So these sanders are made pretty much to the Klingspor specs, right? So that's the biggest part of it.
Absolutely. Man, but the greatest thing about it is we control it. You know, it's ours. The biggest thing we can control is the price.
The price,
we control the price. The best thing that we've had the Spartan out for about 2 years now.
Okay.
And everybody loves it because it's so durable and it's so affordable.
Okay.
You're not breaking your back or on your wallet to afford this sander.
Okay.
It is affordable. But we had the old one. The old one, we offered in 5-inch and 6-inch.
Okay.
I say old, it's just
2 years old.
It's mature.
Gotcha.
It's mature. It's been around a while. It's still around. We're not getting rid of it. But we offered in 5-inch, 6-inch, only in hook and loop.
Okay.
Well, the customers asked. They said, let's get one in PSA. So, boom, we got one with vinyl backing.
So you're telling me we're giving the customers what they want.
We're giving
That's
them what
legit.
they want in 5-inch and 6-inch.
Okay, awesome. That's huge. So when we're talking about, like, you know, the hook and loop versus PSA battle that, you know, we go through here every day, like, what does that really mean? Like, how, like, what is it customers still want in PSA? Like, why is this a thing?
A PSA is a pressure-sensitive adhesive.
Okay.
Basically what it is, sticky back. It's a sticky back disc.
Gotcha.
And it's the best way I can explain it. I can't speak for everybody.
Okay.
But the way that I see it out in the field, and there's some industries that enjoy it. When you have this hook and loop backing pad, it cushions it. Okay. You get it's contoured. You get some cushion. There's some airflow through it.
Okay.
So there's some industries, such as the glass industry,
Auto body.
When you're working on, you don't want any kind of cushion between your abrasive and what your application.
Gotcha.
You want it hard. That's what this vinyl does. It's a little firmer. It's a lot more denser, and it offers you good support. That hook and loop is going to offer you a little more conformability, which is great for woodworking, for metalworking, things like that. Anything with an edge.
Gotcha.
But people do still like the PSAs, the sticky back, pressure-sensitive adhesive. But we offer them the Spartan to oblige with those.
So for me, the way I look at PSA, and, you know, like, because there's a bunch of, like, opinions, myths, all this stuff going out through there. So to me, I'd take PSA versus Klingon. Like, I'm a Klingon guy. Like, I prefer to have the Klingon going for it. And I see what you're saying, because I get that a lot when I go into shops. They always tell me, like, hey, you know, like, I don't want that because it gives it that cushion and all those things. For me, the way I've always perceived it is that's just a myth part to it. But it's a myth that hopefully one day we're going to bust here, whether it's true or false, and that's going to be for a later video. But for me, that's, like, my preference has always been the hook and loop side of things.
Well, a lot of people always preference the PSAs.
Gotcha.
For a big reason. Money. PSA used to be the cheapest thing around.
Okay.
The less expensive.
Gotcha, yeah.
It used to be the most affordable until Klingspor came around. And they said, you know what? We're going to make them the price the same.
That's legit.
We didn't put the PSA higher as our Klingon. We brought our Klingon down to the same price. All of our discs and our abrasives, if you get them the exact same materials, the exact same grit, they are the same price in PSA or Klingon.
Man, that's cool.
And we do offer a majority of ours in both. Not all, but a majority of them.
Oh, yeah. I understand that. Cool. Well, man, let's step back from hook and loop PSA battles. All right. So I've got some sanders here in front of me. I'm guessing this is the good vacuum side of things. So, you know, not to steal your thunder, bring me home to this. What is this happening?
This is amazing.
Okay.
This is awesome. This is getting alien technology in the 21st century. Absolutely. We have a central vacuum sander. We can now hook our Spartan sanders without doing any kind of conversions on them and hook them up straight to a central vacuum.
So let me get started. So what you're telling me is we took this sander over here that is designated to the specs that we have.
Absolutely.
And then added a central vac to it, system to it.
Absolutely.
Man, that's really cool.
Well, everybody in a lot of the industries, everything is getting a lot more health conscious.
Okay.
Health conscious. They are worried about their workers. When you're sanding, when you're working, if you're in your workshop, if you're in a shop, if you're in a building, if you're on site at somebody else's house doing work, you don't want to put a lot of dust particles. You don't want to put dangerous chemicals in the air, depending on what you're working on.
True.
So you're going to use a vacuum. OSHA sometimes requires this in most situations, having some kind of vacuum system. And now you got a Spartan sander to go with your vacuum system. Man, it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
It is a great step forward. It's awesome.
So you mean to tell me, so this right here, like it hooks up to the normal stuff, like everything, like so if I've got, a different kind of sander for this right here, if I'm going for this, I want this less expensive, just amazing piece of machinery right here. Like I can just go to this, I can just hook it up and I'm good to ready to rock.
As long as you've got it's a 1-inch connector, you might have to get an adapter.
Okay.
Some hoses are 1.25 inches, some are 1 inch, but we do not offer those adapters.
Okay.
But you can get them at your local hardware stores, anywhere that you're selling your vacuum. It might come with your vacuums.
Gotcha.
In most situations, but plug that thing right in there, boom, get going.
You're good to go.
It is a central vacuum now.
Okay.
Big difference. There are two main types of vacuums out there. You have self-generated vacuums and you have central vacs. These are central vacs. The self-generated vacs, those are the sanders you see laying around. They have bags on the back. So as you use the sander, that creates a centrifugal force that sucks the air and the dust and debris out and collects it into a bag. This is not. You actually have to hook up a vacuum to it, turn the vacuum on. That makes the suction.
Okay.
That's central vac. That's the big difference between central vac and self-generated.
Man, that's cool. We're learning some stuff today about this. Let's go. All right. So I'm not trying to jump away from these central vac back, but what I'm wanting to know is like for these backing pads that are on these. So I see that they already come with some as well.
Yes.
So like, what is there anything specific about? Like, are these our backing pads? Like, how can I get this backing pad?
These are our Klingspor's backing pads. Now, our vacuum sanders, to have a vacuum system work, you have to have holes in the backing pads. And you also need to have corresponding holes in your disc. You line them up. Our 5-inch and our 6-inch vacuum sanders are all hook and loop. That's not something you do not want to try to put a PSA sticky back disc and try to match up holes. It's very difficult.
That's
so
not
the
nice.
Klingon, you can take it off if you mess it up, things like that. But this one, our 5-inch will be our 5-inch 5-hole, and our 6-inch is very special. That's what we call our multi-hole.
Okay.
These are all backing pads that Klingspor offers. If you wear them out, because that will probably be the first thing that wears out in your sander,
Okay.
you can replace it. But the beauty of the multi-hole, you don't have to get a specific hole pattern to match it up with. You can use anything. As long as it's 6 inches, you can have a 7-hole, 8-hole, 9-hole. Doesn't matter. As long as there's holes, there will be some kind of suction through those holes. So it's kind of like a universal master key.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what it is.
That's really cool.
But even with our 5-inch vinyl and our 6-inch vinyl and our original hook and loop backing pads, we have them all. We have them, and they are very high quality compared to our competitors. Our backing pads are fantastic.
Okay, so I have a question for you, and you're probably gonna, don't laugh at this right here, but so let's say, I'm using the vinyl like the PSA, and I'm wanting to switch back over to, or I want to switch to the Klingon version. Do I have to do a conversion? How do I get from PSA to Klingon? Like, how can I do that?
Each backing pad, and I can show you right here. Okay. Each backing pad, you take. This is the wrench. The wrench comes with each box. It comes in the box. We offer it for you. You hook it on the. It's sometimes tricky. Each backing pad just screws right off like that. You catch the nut right there, screws off. This right here is a 5/16/24 male thread.
Okay.
That's the way it is for all the 5-inch and the 6-inch.
Okay.
So, but the one thing you want to make sure of, you want to keep your 6-inch pads with your 6-inch sanders.
Okay.
This looks very much like a 5-inch sander. But if you look on the inside, there's writing right there.
Okay.
It says pad size 5. You want to keep the sizes with them. Because this right here, what this is a weight.
Okay.
And as it turns around, that's what creates the orbits.
Gotcha.
You
Makes
put a
sense.
different size pad on there, it's going to throw your sander out of orbit. It's going to wear it down. It's going to put undue stress on there, and it's going to break down faster than it should.
Okay.
But all 5/16, 24 threads, that's what all of our backing pads are. And as long as you have it, it fits.
So you can switch Klingon to PSA, PSA to Klingon, any which way you want to play it. You can pretty much do it. You're good to go. That's huge, man. All right, so you brought up a word that, I kind of want to get a better understanding of. You said orbit. So like in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, we got some planets orbiting around the sun, like some big cool things are happening. What are you talking about when you're saying orbit with these sanders? Like,
That's what the sanders do. They're called random orbital sanders. They're not just called orbital sanders. Orbital sanders just go in a circle.
Okay.
Just go in a circle. The pads, the random orbital sanders, they have that weight in them. It throws them off so it's going around in a circle and it's going up and down.
Okay.
Left and right. It's going in a different pattern.
Gotcha.
It's like those old spiral graph things.
Okay.
It's always going. So as you run this sander and you run it straight down the line, this pad is not just turning. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. That orbit's it's going in a random orbit. You can't predict it. It's just random. But that's what it's going. And the kind of orbit that's going on this sander, it's a 3/16.
Okay.
So a 3/16 is kind of middle of the road. There's three main types: a 3/8, a 3/16, and a 3/32.
Okay.
That 3/32 is the finest. It's very tight orbit. The 3/16 is kind of the middle of the road. So this is common. It's right down the middle.
Gotcha.
It's not just, you can do some rough sanding with it, and you can do some finishing work.
Okay.
But it's the middle. It's the middle ground.
Gotcha.
It hits all spectrum.
I know for me, that's probably the most common one that I see out there that whenever people call in, that's usually my go-to is on that as well right there. So that's huge. All right. So we've hit orbit, so in my mind, when you're talking about everything that's kind of going on, longevity-wise, what is that like? Where are we looking at for that?
The beauty of these sanders are they're going to last as long as you take good care of them.
Okay.
They are. Honestly, God, you got to keep them. They're pneumatic sanders. You got to keep them well. If you take care of them, you keep them well lubricated on a daily basis, daily use basis, and you take care of them. Your backing pads, I mentioned it before. The backing pads are the first thing that's going to go out. Okay. Because that's what's actually hitting your application. That's what you're wearing out. That's what all the pressure's being put on. These things will not last the lifespan of the sander.
Gotcha.
But they will last a long time if properly taken care of.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
I know for me, so whenever I go out in the field and I'm talking to different customers and stuff like that, there's a noise you can hear to know somebody's pushing down too hard on their sander. So it's like it just doesn't sound like it's supposed to sound. So that's another thing that he's kind of talking about is, not just, make sure you're lubing it and doing all that stuff, but also make sure you're not putting too much pressure down. So when it's trying to orbit and you're forcing it in because you're trying to do heavy removal, right, as fast as you can, what you're doing, you're actually hurting the sander. So make sure you're pretty much, the only weight that should be on that sander is really just the palm of your hand going onto it. That should be it. Because if you're pushing in trying to dig something out, what you're doing, you're actually hurting that sander because it's trying to move in orbit and you're holding it in from being able to do that.
What is a big misconception people don't realize with sanders, you can do it, but it's not great for the sander. Random orbital sanders are meant to be used flat on flat surfaces. A lot of people like to take them and start doing edge work and start rounding over. You start tearing out the backing, but you're putting a lot of undue stress on this sander. I'm guilty of it.
Oh,
Everybody's guilty of it. It's easy, it's fast, it's the best way to do it. But it will, don't expect your abrasives to last as long or the sanders if you practice that kind of work with your sander.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's not what it's used for. You're not supposed to use a pair of scissors to open boxes, but they still work.
Oh, yeah, it's true. So, you brought up a good point right there, talking about the different ways to go for it. So I've also heard that you can adjust the speed to remove faster, or you can slow the speed down and I don't know if that's true. So bring that to me. What is the point of your speed?
So many people have asked for this. So many sanders are lacking this. We have speed control right here underneath of our throttle. You can adjust the airflow. So you can change the RPMs of your sander. So if you're doing some, aggressive work, you might want it a lot higher. If you're going to do just some low buffing, if you're going to use some non-woven pads or something like that, you want to change it down. You want to lower the RPMs a little bit. You don't want to be going as fast as you can. You want nice and smooth, you can do that. So, you know, these Spartan sanders are working anywhere to 10 to 11,000 RPMs.
Okay.
You know, if they get up there, they might be running too fast for you for your application. But depending what you want to do with the sander, you have options. We offer you options.
That's
it's
awesome.
Fantastic.
That is huge.
I mean,
you know, so the big part is, speaking of these sanders right here, so I know that you're excited about a promo or whatever you want. So hit me up on that. What are we talking about here?
all through the month of August
Okay.
in 2002, we got some 2.2s out there.
Gotcha.
So we decided we've got new sanders out there, and we don't want to just give you one. We want to give you two. We want to pair it up. It's 22. Let's match it up. So any of our hook and loop, our tried and trues, the old steady steed, or our new PSA versions, they are going to be 2 for $200.
Okay.
2 for $200. And you can mix and match them. You can get 6 inches, 5 inches, one hook and loop, one PSA. Can't make up my mind. Let's get them all. The kids need stocking stuffers. Let's get them some Spartans. 2 for $200. But then on the other side, we've got our futuristic, our central vacs. These are groundbreaking. These are revolutionary. 5 and 600. I can't just give them away for 200. We got to go 300. 2 for 300. But you can mix and match it again. Get them both. If you already have a 6-inch vacuum sander, you need to replace it, but you already got your disc, that multi-hole is going to work for you. Buy 2 of them. They're going to last you forever.
Oh, yeah. That's huge.
You got 2 guys working in your shop. Give them both a sander for Christmas. They'll work it all the way through the fall for you. They don't need to share anymore. We can get you your own.
That's right.
Vacuums, 2 for $300, 5 and 6 inch, PSAs and hook and loops, 2 for $200 through the end of August 22.
Oh, okay.
Maybe further, but
for right now, we're
we're
committing to August. Okay,
we know
I got
August right now.
Gotcha.
So.
Man, that's huge. So, I mean, really for this video is right here. So, I know we have touched base on a whole lot of stuff for this. You know, we've hit the hook and loop, talked about vacuum, talked about the backing pads, affordability, that was huge.
Oh, yes.
You know, the quality, the orbit, all this right here. So, like, this is the it part for it. So, what do you want to leave us with? Like, for this right here, what do you want to leave us with knowing about these vacuums that you haven't touched base on?
I mean, Klingspor, we give you the best sanding power for the most sanding power for your money since 1893.
That's
now,
right.
we've given you a fantastic, affordable sander to put those abrasives on.
Man, that's huge.
We already sell the backing pads. We already sell the discs. Now we sell the sanders. Quit going anywhere else. Find your local sales rep. We got it all right.
We got it here.
And
We're
we've
good
got
to
it
go.
on special.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. But no, a lot of people don't think we have a sander. Now we do. It's ours. Talk to your sales rep. We can work with you on these things. We can get them to you in volume.
That's
They're
true.
awesome.
And also, you know, if you can't figure out your sales rep, call into our customer service. You know, that'll be popping up on the screen. So call into customer service. Let them know, like, hey, listen, I have to have that Spartan sander. Let's get it going from that point right there and kind of roll into it.
Oh, yes.
But so that's pretty much it for this video today. Unless you have anything else you want to jump into.
I'm fantastic.
All right. So thank y'all so much for watching this.
Absolutely.
I'm Danny Burnett.
I'm Luke Dombrowski.
And we'll see you next time.